So what do I need to do before my home study? Keep watching and I will tell you. Hey guys! In the video where I asked for your video suggestions, it was suggested to give you guys a video about what I'm need to do to prepare for my home study. So I did make a list. It's not that long, but I thought I would go over it with you guys so you know kind of what's happening in the next couple years before my home study. So for those that don't follow me, I am adopting a little girl with Down syndrome from Bulgaria. It will take me a while to get enough funds to be able to start the process. The agency does require me to have the funds before starting because the process isn't as slow as a lot of other countries, so therefore I need to have the funds up front. Not up front to be given to them, but showing that I will have the money to complete that adoption. That's basically what it is. Some people were like, well, why don't you find an agency that doesn't require the funds up front? It's not that they're requiring it up front, it's that they just require it to be available or to prove that I can follow through with the adoption, because they don't want to start the adoption process and then they have a match for me and I can't pay the next fees, or I can't pay to travel, or I can't pay something. They want to make sure that I financially can afford it. So the main thing right now to prepare for my home study before I do my home study is I do have to have that money. Right now my goal is to have at least 20 to 25,000. The overall cost, I did a cost video which will pop up there, but there's a lot of little costs that I did not include in that, which was like notarization and immigration and stuff like that. So my total cost in that was under 30,000, but realistically I'm looking between 35 and 40. So for me right now, if I were to save 20 to 25, that would make it so that I only have about 15 to 20 left to save once the process goes. So I would like to preferably have at least the 25, maybe even 30. 30 would be fantastic, because then if my overall cost is 35, I don't have that much more to go once the process starts. The main thing to do before my home study is to get that money. So for those that don't know, I am working my butt off. Then the other thing that I need to do is I need to do my adoption classes. I don't technically need to do the adoption classes before my home study. The thing is, I have a while before my home study starts and my adoption classes don't expire. I do have to have my adoption classes done before the home study's finished. So for me, it makes more sense to do it while waiting instead of trying to get it done during my home study, especially because we don't have any locally, so I will have to travel for them, and the closest one is about an hour away, but it's only offered like twice a year. So for me, it's important to get into that one. They are offering it this fall, but with work, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get time off work, starting a new job and then getting time off work for it. So I'm probably going to take it in the spring, especially because the difference between fall and spring, at this point, unless I win the lottery, I'm not going to be able to get her home as soon as I would like to. So for me to take the adoption classes in the spring instead of the fall, not a big deal. So the ones locally for the fall are offered 4 Saturdays in a row, which I'm hoping they'll do in the spring as well, because that means I won't have to put my dog in boarding at all because my mom can watch her. So yeah, so the adoption classes I'm going to do before my home study starts as well. I need to apply with my agency. The agency requires me to apply with them before starting my home study, because they'll go over all my requirements and make sure that I'm totally ready, because they don't want me starting my home study and then me finding out a requirement and stuff. So applying with them, so I will meet with them before starting my home study and go over all of that. I will also move into a 2-bedroom. Currently, I am living in my parents' house. This is the most financially smart decision because I pay very little to live here, often nothing. I don't have a set like money that I have to pay each month. So I also don't buy stuff like toilet paper because we all share it, kind of thing. So there's a lot of expenses that I don't have living here. So it allows me to save up a lot faster. Is it ideal? No. But financially, there's no reason I should move out and be paying almost $1,000 a month in rent just to live on my own right now. It just doesn't make sense. So I'd rather save that $1,000 and put it towards the adoption stuff. So, but I will have to move into a 2-bedroom. My plan is to move into a cheap 2-bedroom wherever I can find a cheap 2-bedroom. I live in Niagara, so there's a bunch of different cities in this area that I could potentially move into a cheap 2-bedroom. The process will take about a year to a year and a half, so I won't have an issue with breaking my lease once she comes home, because I'll be done, like, here is often a 1-year lease and then you go month to month. So as long as I give my 2 months notice, I'll be fine. But my plan is to move into a cheap 2-bedroom and then move to a better 1-bedroom that will probably be around the same price as a 2-bedroom, but be in a better neighborhood and also a better location for work and for stuff like occupational therapy, speech and language, and stuff like that. And then something that I have on my list that's not really specific with adoption, but I do really want a hysterectomy done. I have severe issues with endometriosis, a lot of chronic pain. I am on medication that helps a lot, but the medication's expensive. I'll have benefits coming up soon, so it won't matter too much. But still, like, I don't see a point in being on medication if I can just get a hysterectomy done. A lot of people think that, okay, well, if you're getting hysterectomy, you have to be on hormone replacement therapy. That's something I will obviously discuss with my doctor, but that is something that I have on the table right now with potentially doing. I'll have to weigh the risks or the consequences of having the hysterectomy versus just staying on the Bazan. But that's something that's on my list of potentially doing. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it before I start my home study, because I don't want to be missing work while trying to do my home study and having recovery and stuff like that. And I'm obviously not going to want to do that once she's home. So it's going to be something that I have to decide before I move ahead with all the adoption stuff. But I have time because, like I said, it's going to take me a while to save up all that money. So right now it's a consideration. We'll see. I've been on the Vizan for almost a year now. I don't have a lot of side effects from it. It's just one of those things where, like, I'm not really a fan of having to take pills for the rest of my life. So I don't know. We'll see. If you have had a hysterectomy, please let me know down below if you had any complications from it or whatnot. I would be doing I think it's a radical hysterectomy, where it is your cervix, your uterus, and your fallopian tubes and ovaries. Like, it would be like everything, because I have cysts on my ovaries and stuff like that. So everything would just be taken out. It would probably be a day surgery, laparoscopic, not a huge deal. But still, it's still surgery and they're removing out a bunch of organs. But anyway, so that's kind of what it is. Basically saving the money, doing the adoption classes. I need to move, and then I can apply with the agency and then apply to do my home study. So that's it for today, guys. I hope that gave you an idea of what I have coming up in the next couple years to kind of do, but mostly it is just working my butt off. And hopefully I can get at least 60 hours a week in, so that I can save. It's probably gonna kill me, but she will be worth it in the end. So yeah, so that's it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them down below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I shall see you guys later. Bye, guys.